gourds have been used for centuries for birdhouses, musical instruments, dippers, containers, bowls, and just for decorative purposes. There are many shapes and sizes, from apple gourds to birdhouse gourds, bowl gourds, and the loofah sponge type gourd. They're very easy to grow. Now, you can find seeds at your local nursery or garden center, and you'll plant 4 or 5 seeds per spot in a very well prepared soil, lots of organic matter. Thin them to 2 plants, the healthiest plants, and provide them strong support. If they're hanging, they tend to get better shapes. They'll form a thick canopy of vines for shade all summer long, and some can grow up to 20 feet or more. Generally, you'll harvest between 10 and 20 gourds per vine, with the largest gourds coming from the very first pollinated of the flowers. They have very few insect problems, occasional aphids, maybe cucumber beetles or stink bugs. Vine borers sometimes bother them. Loofahs seldom have any bug problems at all. They do appreciate regular compost or occasional organic fertilizer for best yields and to keep the vines very healthy. Now, most of them will have about 100 to 110 days to harvest, so plant them early. The vines will start to lose their leaves and the stems turn brown, and that's when it's time to harvest the gourds. And the gourds should be very firm to touch. If you harvest too soon, the gourds will rot. Now, for drying, it may take 4 or 5 months. They can be dried outside. In fact, you don't really want to dry them indoors because they're quite smelly. It's okay if they're out in the elements, but it's better if they're in some shade. And turn them every couple of weeks to make sure that they dry evenly. You'll hear the seeds rattle when they're good and dry. And they do cross-pollinate freely, so the seed might not be true to type. Now, with the gourds, you may want to do some cleaning of them. I like to just display baskets of gourds in their natural condition. They'll have this wonderful mottling of mold on them. But if you want to clean them off, you can spray them really well. I sometimes take them to a car wash to really blast the mold off. You can also soak them and then scrub them with a metal pot brush, or you can sand the mold off of the gourds, but make sure you wear a very good mask, because the membranes inside and the outside covering can be very harmful to your lungs. And the gourd seeds will not always be true to type. They do cross-pollinate quite readily, so you might not get the same gourds if you plant the seeds, but you might want to try it. Now, you can finish them in many different ways. You can use shoe polish for a beautiful finish on the gourds. You can also use a variety of wood stains, from the solid body wood stains for bright colors to just any kind of wood, actual wood stain. And if you're going to use the gourds outside for birdhouses, make sure you're using a non-toxic type wood stain and let it dry very well. You can also use latex or acrylic paints, pens, wood burning tools, and you can cut the gourds open, make containers with them, bowls. There's just no end to the ways you can use gourds, and they're just a lot of fun, and they last for years and years and years. So as long as they dry really well, you'll have gourds to decorate with for years to come. For Backyard Basics, I'm Trisha Shirey.